Hi there. Hello, hello. Long time no see, huh? How are you? My fault? True. True that. I wish I could fight this one, but to some extent I probably can, but ultimately, yes. My fault at the end of the day. So how am I doing? Well, we'll get into it. For starters, I think the plan for today is I want to adjust the setup a little bit. I need to be able to blur out my monitor so that I can actually do some work while I'm here. This is something that I think I realized that I needed to do at some point while I was gone, because I had a few days where I was kind of feeling it again to start a stream, but because my sleep was ruined and my schedule was ruined, I still had to do some work. So unfortunately, I don't think it's okay for me to share my screen while working. So I think I'll start with that. Beyond that, I'll probably then go and think about what to do next. But the main idea for today for me was to just chat about what happened and how I am and how you are and how life is and things like that. So I don't expect great amount of deep work today. So I hope that's okay with you. Coach Mo, what is it you're working on, if you don't mind saying? Well, the moment, just myself. I just realized that my last stream was on April 13th, which is almost a month ago, so not much really. Yeah. Welcome to the podcast Live Talks, yeah. Today is the episode number 47, I think, or is it? Oh, yeah, great. I think I screwed up the name because it's supposed to be 48. Yeah, let me go ahead and change that. 48. Okay, there we go. Oh, I just realized, I think the question was about work, right? What is it that you're working on, if you don't mind saying? I think that was, yeah, that referred to what I was saying earlier. Yeah, so I think just contractually, I'm not, like, at work. I'm employed at work, and I don't think, not only do I not, but I'm pretty sure that I just can't be, sharing what I'm doing, so I don't think that's any, it's not a super secretive industry. I think that's just a general thing. From a safety security standpoint, from NDA standpoint, I don't think my employer would be happy. And I don't want to test that, so. Right, so, let's just say we're chatting, put a 30-minute on it for now. But yeah, beyond that, like I said, I didn't even realize I was gone for that long. For me, it was all a bit of a blur, if I'm honest. So Um, I'm working on some pending assignments. I didn't go to uni last week, so yeah. So today probably I'm going to interfere with that work. It's just mostly chatting today, I guess, so. Right, so let's try and trace it back with the chat in general in the Discord server, because I think it kind of needs some reference points right now to be able to actually go back and see what happened. At work, this would have been called a retrospective. Yeah, high on caffeine. Nice. Same here. Right, so let's see. It has to be said that even before this break, my record was already quite patchy, and there was another break in there. And then I think, let's see. Yeah, there was quite a long break, at least a couple of weeks in March. And then I was sort of building it back up, and then it crashed on April 14th. Okay, yeah, April 14th, no stream today. So if I remember correctly, the beginning of it was quite innocent, and I think I had good reasons, because I did completely have my sleep messed up in on all the wrong kinds of ways, and I think the reason why that happened is because whatever habits and schedule I had built up during the winter, it doesn't really work for active days of the year. Well, active times of the year, rather. Because I think I started cycling quite a lot as soon as it got warm. And whatever I was eating and the amount of sleep I was getting obviously wasn't enough, because I was having a hard time falling asleep because I was getting agitated after the evening rides. And then I would be sleeping long into the morning, and really not being able to wake up on time. And just in general, I felt tired all the time. So I think the first couple of days there were quite innocent, and I really just thought I would try and fix the schedule and get on top of it, but that didn't happen. What else? So that lasted for a couple of days. Maybe more than that, actually. I'm still kind of there, because literally just today I had a 2.5 hour daytime nap, woke up at 5 a.m. So still not great in terms of schedule, but yeah. Cycling is therapeutic, relaxing, and amazing. It is. It really is. And then, if you're doing like 80, 90K over the weekend, and you're not used to that because you had a long break, you're maybe not eating enough, you start losing weight. That's what happened to me. So now I kind of see that I maybe should have been a bit more careful and tried to like ease into it. The cycling season, I mean, not that I'm a professional cyclist, but it's a big jump, right, from not cycling at all and not really being outside during the cold days, except for the cases where it's absolutely necessary to just, being out and moving a lot, and it was a big jump, and I didn't prepare for that accordingly, I think. But then the thing that I guess really I was quite upset. I think I mentioned at some point that I'm an immigrant in the country that I'm staying in right now. So in April, I was supposed to get my papers sorted to go up the next level of the hierarchy in terms of how safe and independent I am as an immigrant working here. But that didn't happen because the system that is supporting the process for issuance of those permits and cards and everything, it had apparently, I didn't know that at the time, but now I spoke to some people and the system went down for a couple of weeks in March. So now there are crazy delays and all for everybody basically. So whatever I imagined or planned for having that decision in April, that it's just not going to work. It's not going to happen, and I probably have to wait for at least another 3, maybe 4 even months. I don't even know, and that's really upsetting because this sort of goes back to the reason why I started streaming. In my head, I was building up to this moment of getting a new residency card and then maybe working on some major changes in life to address some of the things that I'm not happy about. But part of that equation was first getting the decision, the permit that I mentioned, and then doing it, because from the risk standpoint, this is the right thing to do. But that didn't happen, obviously, and it isn't going to happen for a while, and so that really made me sad, and yeah. Turns out you can change your haircut, rebuild your bike, change 1,000 different other things in life, but that doesn't substitute changing the real reasons that why you're upset and the real reasons why you're unhappy. And so yeah, that made me quite sad. Hey there, hi Ashna. Yeah, so we were retracing the sequence of events and dissecting the long break. So yeah, when that didn't happen, I felt like the best way I can describe it right now, I think, is I just accepted the defeat and just didn't have the energy to do anything beyond work. So work isn't optional, obviously. But beyond that, I just relaxed and went out on my bike, met people, talked to people, watched Severance, 2 seasons, did a lot of sauna, just met up with my friends, started smoking briefly again, and so are you still sad? Are you going to stay sad until it's done? I don't think that's probably not the best way to approach it. I think I just need to try and rebuild the momentum that I had, because like I said, whatever other small changes that you make in your life, they don't really make up for changing the things that are actually important to you. So I just probably need to at least try to rebuild that momentum, and maybe instead of thinking it will happen on time like it was supposed to in April, just maybe let it go and just wait until it happens. So yeah, so I think the last two weeks, I enjoyed life, honestly. It wasn't like a depressive moment. I just enjoyed things. I don't remember actually being out so much at any point in the previous year at all. The amount of people that I met and spoke to and the kinds of different things that I did. It was great. The thing is, as you do that, you're not working on things that are actually important. So there is this tension always, this or that. And in my situation, that's just how it is, and I'm not able to change that. So relax and don't touch a cigarette. I know it's hard, but it's not a way to cope up with stress. No, it wasn't a stress coping thing. I honestly just enjoyed a couple of cigarettes and had some good conversations. It was like a social thing. It's like I don't have anything on me. I don't buy them. I don't need them, but I had an opportunity, and someone had a really good tobacco, and we were having a conversation. So it only felt appropriate to to light it up and enjoy it, and it did feel enjoyable. Briefly, I'm not trying to propagate smoking on this channel in general, but just felt good. Honestly, it just did feel good. If it's not a one pack of cigarettes a day habit that is day in day out for years. And this is interesting, actually. I did not think I was going to be able to cross this point in my addiction where I would be able to do this, like go and meet up with somebody and have a few cigarettes and then let it go completely after that. In the past, I would have considered it like a relapse episode, and I would have probably would come back home from that meeting and bought a pack of cigarettes and continued smoking full time, but not this time. So that actually felt good while doing it, and mentally afterwards, knowing that I have probably stepped up in terms of my relationship with cigarettes. Finally, he's enjoying life. Yeah, right. But no, that was honestly great couple of weeks. I turned off all of the alarms, and as soon as the work was done, I would just do whatever I wanted to. I'm going to start smoking too now. No, please don't do that. Whatever I said earlier is should only be used by people who are already in and are trying to maybe figure it out. But for those who are not in on smoking yet, it's always better not to. Not to start even, so. Yeah, so I think to sum up, it's like it started off with me just ruining my schedule. Then I was really upset because of the docs and papers thing. And then I just felt like I should probably give up for the moment and just, flow and just do whatever I want to do. And accept defeat momentarily, sort of like live to fight another day or something like that. That sounds nice. I can feel how much you enjoyed. Yeah, it was great. We don't care about stream, we care about you. Do you need one more week break? Well, thank you for that. As for the break part, I don't know. I think I've probably boxed myself in too much with what kind of stream it is, because I genuinely had a few moments of, not a few, but like I was regularly thinking about doing it. It's just that I had other things to do as well that weren't that. I would have loved at some point to hop on earlier and speak about all of this, just like like we're doing now, basically. So I just didn't feel like forcing myself into doing work after work, because I just felt like I just didn't have the energy for things like that in life at that point. I'm still kind of low on that, but so do I want another week? I don't know, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. taking breaks is important. Yes, but consistency is important as well. It's one thing that it's kind of an obvious thing to say, but judging by my streaming history, it's a lot easier to stay in the flow and the zone once you are in it. Getting into it is hard, so breaks are important, consistency is important, and so how do you resolve those two together, right? It's one of the things that we spoke, I think, about at some point. Two opposing concepts, and both of them are true. How do you practically merge that together in life? I don't know. Stay consistent for a while, then take a break, then do it again. Maybe that. Yes or yes. I will be right back. I need to get something done. I also want to hear that you are enjoying your life. Thanks, Ashna. That's good to hear. No worries. And then another interesting observation in this time is I guess it's of a similar nature, where you have two opposing concepts. Like I said, I enjoyed it quite a bit, the break that I had, at least the last couple of weeks of it, for sure. But then, looking at it right now, I realize that, I just basically abandoned one thing that I was doing for just enjoying life. So seems like there's this tension between those two things, and you can either do one or another. I'll stay consistent in taking breaks. Yeah. But it just makes you think about it, like how to live the life if the two things are in contention, enjoying it and then working on yourself and fixing real problems in your life. If those two things are at the opposite spectrum of whatever spectrum it is, just makes you think. There's no obvious resolution. Because say I take another month off and I just wrap up my work and go do whatever I want to do. When that month is over, I will come back to the same place that I left. Nothing is going to change, and my life is going to stay exactly the same way that it was at the point that I decided to take a long break. So I don't know. But at least I didn't take the break. The break wasn't from all parts of the routine, just the stream. So I don't think I ever skipped exercise at any point. In fact, I probably went harder on it than I was able to do previously while streaming. So that was good as well. I think I exercised really, really consistently and quite a bit during this month. What else? There was something else. Oh yeah, so I need to come up with a way of blurring my screen in case that this ever happens again, where it's around 5 p.m. and I still am not done with my work and I still want to start the stream. In that case, I need to have a blur probably around the screen, so I need to figure it out in OBS. Yeah, and I'm building a new bike, so that's a cool thing as well. Maybe it would be a good idea to just reduce the hours for this for now. Maybe it's better to do consistently 2-3 hours every day instead of shooting for 5 and then using the remaining 2 hours for the set enjoyment of life. Maybe that could be an option. I don't know. and that's what I was referring to when I said that I box myself in too much with the kind of streaming that I do. Like I always, in my mind, it's always like, it should be this long-ish block of time, 4 or 5 hours at least. So whenever I'm unable to do that, it feels pointless to even start streaming. So maybe I should just let it go and say whatever. If it's 2 hours, it's better than 0 hours, and there's no need to be pushing these 4 or 5 hour streams if there's no space for that during the day. So that could work, maybe. That's cool. Share pics on Discord whenever you're done. Yeah, I'm waiting for parts right now. As soon as it's all here, I'll start building it. Probably gonna skip the stream that day and send over some pics. I'm trying to remember who it was, but I think it was suggested to me that I should watch Severance on one of the streams during the break chats. And so I actually went ahead and did that. It was amazing. Not as much violence as I was expecting, but still a good show. Such good writing. The story is awesome. And yeah, I did it all in one sitting over the weekend during the night. It was awesome. So whoever did that, sorry for blanking on your name, but it was great. Good suggestion there. I'm trying to remember who it was. No chance. I won't be able to remember, I think. Unless I go back and watch for the streams. But yeah. So yeah, building new bikes, changing haircuts, watching TV shows, and going out and talking to people is enjoyable, but doesn't fix things. Surprisingly unsurprising bit of insight there. And then I actually found a community of people who ride the same kinds of bikes that I do, but they sort of do it regularly. So every Tuesday and Thursday, they do group rides for the city. So I went and rode with them, which was pretty cool as well. Which haircut did you get this time? Oh, I mean, I'm still referring to the last change that I did. Just whatever. I bought a pair of clippers and almost shaved my head. Not really, but just did it at home. So I'm still doing the same thing. But I'm using it as like an example of a small change in life. That's nice to do, but doesn't really change much because it's a small change. It's no substitute for actually addressing things. But yeah, I think my dad, when I sent the picture of my new haircut to my dad, he like low-key started getting worried about me because he said in his life, whenever he changed hairs, really it was about not being able to make major changes in important places in life and sort of like finding an escape for that in changing haircuts, because it's a thing that you fully control and it's relatively easy to change that. So like a small change is a substitute for not being able to, or failing at making a bigger change. Yeah, I had long hairs. Hi Lambda, hello. Hello. I think you're new here, but yeah, today is well, first stream in a while, so we're just trying to go through what happened and how it all happened, and just chat for now. So I'll be right back. All right, let's see if I still have my typing skills with me. Okay, seems like I do. Yes. Okay, so at least I did not drop my typing skills during the break. Yeah, that's what I need. I need to blur out the screen. So I think I've just found the plugin that I'll be using to set it up. I might actually be using it already, just for a different thing. Because I think, yeah, I still have this thing set up where I could do this. No, wait, where is it? Yeah, here. Yeah. So I need to do this, but just for the monitor, not for the whole scene. Okay, so how do we do this? What should I call it? What should this be? Running out of ideas here. Slay time. Okay. Slay time. Sounds good. Gracie always with the best ideas. All right, so how do I set it up? How do I set it up? Let's see. Yeah, bro, keep going. You got a subscriber. Hi, Pause. Thanks. PC specs. It's a, what is it? It's a 16-inch MacBook Pro. I think it's. Let me check. I don't remember which one it is. Yeah, M4 Pro, 24 gigs of RAM. Silver, I think. Where I'm from, I'm currently staying in the EU. You can check the clock to figure out one of the potential countries. I'm doing computer engineering. Nice. Computer engineering, I don't think I've ever heard it phrased that way, though. Computer science, are you studying it, or are you doing electrical engineering? Or networking? What is it? Okay, so I think there is an option. Yeah, computer science. Cool, cool, cool. Studio mode, and I think you want my Insta? I can drop it in here. I'm not on Insta, but maybe someone will be interested in that. Java and all. Yeah, that's what it is. So if I hide this and then I do transition, okay, got it. Okay, so I can work on this setup without changing the view. Okay, that's cool. So let's see. So I'm supposed to slay, yeah, slay time. No, wait. Pause is cute, yeah, I like that. All right. Yeah, I'm missing context as well. you trying to be racist or funny? I am completely out of my depth on this. Do I need to open up Google Translate? I hope it's not the latter. Moving on. Stroke shadow scene. Any of you play guitar? Nope, not me. But it's a cool hobby to do, though. My brother is into that. I'm not gifted in the art of picking strings, so not me. You want to start streaming coding and music? Sounds like a good idea to me. So collecting new streamers. What's the idea there? I mean, collecting streamers. So collecting new streamers. Drop your Insta or Telegram or anything. I'm not on either of those. I am on Telegram, but privately for just comments with friends and family. So not using it beyond that. Yeah, like we can stream together and make projects. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'll be useful for you in that regard. Doesn't use any socials. He's antisocial guy. I'm not sure that's how I would define antisocial, but I try not to use social media. That's true. In real life, I think, quite normal. Just want to live in the real world. So how are you? Yeah, I think, sorry, Ashna, I think you missed the part where we went in depth into that. But yeah, if I were to sum it up, I'm good. Just a lot to think about. And I've been enjoying the last couple of weeks. But yeah. I only app online, IRL, just a girl sticker. Something like that, yeah. I see you started taking pictures. Yeah, I do sometimes now. And I'm building a new bike, so we agreed for me to share the build as well. I was actually thinking of streaming it somehow, but that would definitely require an adjustment to the setup. I don't think it would be possible for me to build my bike on the desk here, so I don't think it's whatever we did for the keyboard build, that's not going to work. The weather is really nice. Well, it was up until today. That makes me happy. Thanks. So, am I the first random person to see my stream? Maybe. I don't know. No problem. I mean, random. No, I don't think you're the first person to be here. But yeah, we're small. Yeah, true. Good point. Actually, they used to be randoms at some point as well. Gracie here is actually, yeah, right. Gracie here is the first random person to see the stream. It was the first viewer, first subscriber, I think. And the first person I spoke to on the mic, and she is actually the reason why I picked up the mic. No. Nope. Yeah, she even has the special color in the chat box that's in my overlay. I was actually supposed to do the same thing for Ashna. Yeah, so if you want to DM me the color, maybe you did already, huh? Maybe that happened, I'm not sure. Or am I completely making it up? Either way, it's not a hard change for me, so. Yeah, so if you want to pick your color, just shoot it. But do it in hex. I think she has a crush on you. No, I don't think so. She might have a crush on that cute duck over there. Certainly not me. And Gracie is my girlfriend. True, we committed on the last stream. Yeah, I remember that. Lovely stuff. face reveal. Maybe at some point. Not today though. Should I go for orange or green? I think green would look nice. The thing is though, it will probably be slightly skewed by the filtering that I have applied to the scene. So you can kind of refer to the green here as a suggestion of how it could look like. But right here, the accent keys are actually blue in real life, but they get filtered through this greenish sort of shade as well. Gracie, your Insta, you guys seen? I don't think this is a dating stream, but I think you probably get more luck on Tinder or in real life. I don't use Instagram. Nice. I'd say that's based. Okay. Let's try this then. Oh. guess this could work. Feathering. Okay. Okay, how about this? Yeah. I need to complete my assignment. Yeah, okay. No worries. Bye-bye. Yeah, I think that's good enough for now, at least. If I need to blur out just the monitor, I think I can do this. This is the test reply. That reminds me of the days we were working on the chat box. Filters. Let's see, I don't like how it's misaligned with the iPod. So maybe this way, but then you can see the edge, I guess. Honestly, I cannot see the green. Did you share the color code with me? I don't think you did. Do you want me to pick the color myself, or? Yeah, I was working on the blur for the screen. I wasn't doing the color thing for you. So what I'll need for that is a color code in this format, the hex format, preferably. Could be, honestly, could be whatever. Just send me could be RGB, sRGB, whatever color you want, and I'll add that. Okay, let's see what this is. Yeah, I like it. It'll be interesting to see how it comes out for the filters. Let's see. I might need to restart the overlay though, so I'm going to hide it momentarily. Okay, now I need to remember how I actually did it for Gracie. Okay, there it is. Okay. let's see. All right. Yeah, there it is already. But it will cycle through the chats from the beginning. So that's something that we have to just deal with for now. But you can already see it. It's there, the color. Yeah, I think it's good. Interesting that green doesn't get affected much by the filters that I have set up. Come on, yeah, roll through it. To be honest, I was not expecting to get a color. Interesting. I think in my head, we already had this conversation, I think. Maybe even a few times already. So let's put it this way. For me, it was only a matter of time until you got your own color. I have a few other people that I have set up colors for. So for myself, obviously, I'm on the other side of the chat box. Whenever I say something, it appears like I'm on the right side. Gracie has a color, you have a color now, and then a friend of mine who was here in the beginning with us also has a color. It's been a while since he joined us though, so. Yeah, there it is, green. Happy? Yeah, I think we did. I guess I was just too lazy to actually go in and have it set up. At least that's how I remember it. I might be wrong on this. But let me know what you think on the partial blur. Let me put it back on here again. I guess this should be enough to make it safe for me to actually do some work on stream. Sorry. You can technically see the bottom right corner of my screen. Thank you for the color. Oh, it's nothing. Thank you for being here. So, the pleasure is mine, or whatever polite people say. I'm bad at this, obviously, but yeah. I had to remind you last time to cover your screen. Yeah. So this is the setup for it not to happen again, but I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about it because right now it aligns with the right edge of the iPod box, but I think that the way the monitor sticks out is a little weird. So maybe I should just extend it all the way, but then I don't think it's necessarily better. It would be great if I could like retrace the exact shape of the monitor, but I don't think there's a way for me to do that without killing the stream, because the set of plugins that I have installed right now is what it is, and for me to set up anything additional, I think I need to kill the stream. Usually we only see Spotify there, so it won't be a problem. No, I mean, maybe you missed this part, but I spoke about back in April when I started taking the first couple of days off. The reason for that was primarily because at the time I would normally be starting stream after work. I still had some work stuff to do because my schedule was messed up. And in my head at the time, that was the reason to not fire up the stream. So what I'm trying to do here is set up something that would let me do actual work on stream if it's ever necessary. You can see the entirety of my screen when I'm working on my stuff, the code editor in the browser. Yeah, I think you just missed that conversation I had with Gracie. So I think for now this should be good enough, but in the future I'd like to set it up in a way that just covers the monitor, nothing else. I was in the middle of my dinner when you started the stream, so I had to go, yeah, I totally get it. No worries. So what else did I miss? Well, we kind of we traced back the everything that happened from the point that I stopped streaming on April 14th, and I spoke about it briefly. Yeah, I was enjoying life, but I'm happy to go through it again with you. I think that's helpful for me as well. So what we concluded was that initially it started as just as an effect of me messing up my schedule, which I think was a combination of different things working in this way where I was just too tired, really, and I started moving a lot more because the weather finally the spring weather finally arrived, so I started moving a lot more, riding my bike a lot, and whatever I had planned previously from the winter was not enough for rest, and I was just feeling tired all the time, and I had these weird like long naps during the day, but I couldn't fall asleep during the night because I would get excited and agitated in the evening from riding my bike, and I wouldn't fall asleep, and probably not enough food as well to compensate for the amount of movement. So in the end, I think I was too tired, and it ruined the schedule. Then so that's probably the first week of me not being able to stream, or at least thinking that I wasn't able to stream. And then, like, a big thing was supposed to happen for me personally in April. I'm an immigrant in this country, and my life basically revolves around permits and cards and residency permits, and a lot of my risk calculus in life is built around that. So in April, I was supposed to get to what I consider to be the next milestone in terms of my safety and independence. I was supposed to get the decision for a new permit that would considerably increase the level of freedom that I have. But that didn't happen because the system that supports the whole process really for them to review the papers for foreigners was down in March. So there's massive delays now for everybody, and it just didn't happen on time, and probably still isn't going to happen for quite a while. The way I'm thinking about it right now is probably still 3 to 4 months off from now. So yeah, pretty sad. And the reason why it's sad is because the original idea of firing up the stream was to build up the momentum to this point until I get the new permit, and I wanted to make some major changes in life, all based around work primarily. So when I realized this wasn't happening, and I just still had to wait for months and months, I was really sad about it. and just felt like, honestly, felt like giving up, accepting the defeat momentarily, and just getting out there and enjoying life. And that's how we get to the enjoyment of life part, which is probably the biggest chunk of my break. Just wrapping up work and then getting out and doing whatever I wanted and whatever I felt like doing. So yeah. Fast forward a couple weeks and it's almost a month that I've been off. So, and here we are today. Yeah, I was, but we spoke about this with Gracie as well earlier today. Is this the two opposing concepts where you having breaks is good, but being consistent is good. So resolving those two things practically in terms of your schedule is kind of weird. And then the same thing just in general, like it seems like to address the major issues in life, you need to sit down and do something, but enjoying life seems to be elsewhere. So there is a tension there as well, where one comes at the expense of another, which is, well, it is what it is. So even though I enjoyed it and I was off for quite a while, I come back here now and everything is exactly as I left it. So I guess well, it's a choice, right? And clearly the choice I made over the last month was to just accept the defeat and just get out there and rest for a bit. And honestly, like even right now compared to the state of mind that I was in the beginning of the year, I don't have the same resolve mentally to be doing this. Sometimes I do the same. I would be enjoying life. Then at the same time, I feel terrible when I think of the things I don't get to do. Yeah, right. It's this conflict that you somehow have to resolve. And at the moment, I don't have a good idea of how to permanently resolve it. So yeah. Doing this stream or about the permits, I guess in general, I think those two things go hand in hand for me, at least in the way I planned it. But the general feeling that I had, right, I'll give you perhaps some more context. So in terms of the hierarchy of these permits, whatever kind of permit you have in the very beginning of your journey toward citizenship, or yeah, I guess the ultimate goal is to become a citizen. So in the beginning of that journey, the permits that you get, for my specific case, are related to work. So essentially, my permit to stay in the country is directly tied to my employment contract at a given place. So that introduces this sort of dependency and sets up a certain equation in terms of risk and freedom that doesn't always work the way you want it to, if you're playing it safe. And again, for reasons that I won't be going into in depth today, with these things for now, I tend to play it safe. The difference with the permit that I'm supposed to get, was supposed to get in April, is that it elevates my level of freedom because it's not about my employer anymore, it's about me, and I get the decision to stay in the country permanently, basically. So it essentially removes this element from the equation where I get to do basically whatever I want. In the past, and the path to obtaining a passport, there's no way to screw it up basically after you get this permit. Whereas previously, at any point, something can happen and you're off the track. After getting this one, it's it's a straight road ahead. A couple more years and you're in. And again, there's a few other reasons that I won't be mentioning, but in general, I guess you can think of me in terms of how I plan these things to be more conservative. So the overall thing, I guess, is my life for the last, 6, 7, maybe more years than that. It feels like trying to survive and navigate whatever set of circumstances I have instead of actually doing things that I want. So in my head, the decision that I was supposed to get in April was like the final outcome where I would finally be able to say, all right, instead of just surviving and trying to like navigate things, let's just do whatever we want to do. And when that didn't happen, I just didn't feel like I have the energy in life anymore to do anything beyond work, honestly. In terms of studying and working on your own projects and trying to change things. It felt like I just ran out of gas, I'm still there kind of, but it must be hard being tied to that. I don't want to complain about it too much because, there's a lot of people in the world who are going through through things that are much worse than this. So I realized that I shouldn't be complaining about it too much, but then there's this another reality where the worst thing that happens to you is the worst thing that happens to you. So for me, that is the worst thing that happens to me. So naturally, I am going to complain about it because that's the worst thing that's happening to me. And admittedly, there are people in the world who have it much worse than me, but then what am I supposed to do, The worst thing that's happening to them, it's happening to them, not to me. So, yeah. So I built this moment up in my head in April, thinking that okay, finally, after all these years of trying to do the right thing and survive and playing things safe because I had to, I feel like I had to. We're now in the position where we finally built something up to the point where we can maybe do whatever we want. And that didn't happen. And it was pretty tough to swallow that. And after that, I just felt like, all right, fuck this. I don't have the energy anymore. It's been so long. Yeah, I think that's another thing that I was thinking about over this month is that I don't think at any point in my life, at least in the slice of the last 6, 7 years, I really, not even once, I got something that I really wanted. It was always like the 60, 70, maybe sometimes 80% there, but never actually getting to the point where I want it to be. It's always close enough to not be really, really sad about it, but it's never really, really, really there. And naturally, part of it is on me. But then a lot of it I attribute to just a set of circumstances that I'm in. And one of those circumstances is the whole reality of going through the foreigner thing in terms of papers and how you approach that risk-reward situation there. And maybe it's just a cop-out. And in some way, I guess it is. But then there's also this reality of me thinking about my life and planning steps and taking the safer options because I feel like I have to with my set of circumstances. So I don't know. I think it's again one of those things where true and yet the other thing is true as well. And so which one is it at the end of the day? And I don't know. Probably it's just a mix of all those things where it's bit of a cop-out, but then there is an objective reality mixed in there as well, where me playing safe is for a good reason, for a real reason. And whatever risks I'm thinking about are actually real. So again, go ahead and resolve that somehow into something that makes sense. Not easy to do, at least for me in my head. So yeah, I was quite bummed out when the day came and nothing happened, and then still nothing happened there with the decision. So, and the way things are looking right now, it's probably another 3 to 4 months at least. So yeah. So the plan moving forward, I guess, is to just, I think I mentioned this to Gracie as well, a few potential ideas here. I hope they give you the permit this time. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get it. It's just the bureaucracy and how long it's taking, and the reason why I didn't get it isn't because I didn't get like a negative decision. I just didn't get any decision on time at all, and I have to wait for it. So I think my papers are safe, and I have a really good package. And again, because of what I just described, the way I approach these things, it would be very hard to reject me because I am super by the rules, super safe, super clean history. Very easy to look at my papers and see they exactly match the requirements. And again, coming back to the safety thing, I have a long history with the same employer. I haven't left the country much at all, which is one of the requirements. Regular income for a very, very long period of time. Taxes paid on time for a very long time again. So you can kind of see, and this is actually one of the examples of real reasons why I played things safe, and the results that I get out of it is that I think my package for my papers is really, really sound and bulletproof, basically. And so now it's completely out of my hands, and it has been since the time that I, put in the application, and now I just have to wait. And it's out of my hands again. And I don't have control again. And I've done everything I could. And it's out of my hands, And now this waiting thing is really, really annoying. And I was really hoping that I would get it on time. Because when you apply, they give you the date when it's supposed to happen. And it usually does happen somewhere within that range, or like around that date that they specify. But not this time, because they had a system failure, and that's something else, and then something else, and everyone is getting delayed, basically. So yeah, the only thing I can do is wait. And so coming back to the ideas for right now, maybe just be okay with doing shorter streams, like 2-3 hours, and then just get out there and enjoy life like I did over the last couple of weeks. So instead of like trying to make these streams as these like long blocks of 4 or 5 hours, maybe it's better to do 2 or 3 hours a day and be consistent that way, but then use the remaining time for doing whatever I want. Something like that. So that could work. Maybe just completely forgetting about the weekend streams and free up the time that way, where I would have the weekends completely for myself without needing to think about the stream. Maybe that. Or maybe the best option would naturally be to somehow build up the energy and go hard and come back to the ideal schedule, or at least try to. But like I said, I'm not sure if I have the energy for that right now. Should do that. That would help. Going hard right now seems too much. Take your time and enjoy. Yeah, I guess let me say this. This is definitely one of the options. Which one is ultimately better? I don't know. Hey there. Hi. Yeah, today is Sinar. I hope I'm reading that correctly. Today's the first stream that I'm having after a very long break. So but it ain't weekend today. That it isn't true. I'm doing. I'm working on it. It's funny because you literally just came in after I spent the last 25 minutes talking about how I was doing. So sorry, not great timing. I just literally went super in depth over what happened in the last month in my life and why I was absent for 3+ weeks and how I'm feeling and everything. So if you're really that interested, which I don't think you are, is why should you be? But anyway, in case you are, you could, go back and listen through all the complaining that I just did. Yeah, literally by a few minutes. But at least the good thing is that now the blur setup for the screen part, if it ever happens again that's stream time and I'm still not done with work, at least I can fire it up and cover my monitor and not use that as an excuse to not stream. So that's good, I guess. Actually, let me adjust it just a little bit more. Just cover up the entire thing, I guess. Yeah. And then off stream, I'll probably figure out the way to just set it up properly so it just covers the screen. But anyway, I'm interested, man. Yeah, so yeah, we started the stream talking about it in depth. Now, the second time that we just went through it with Ashna was a bit more condensed. So now let me try and do the best summary that I can. So long story short is that well, I really thought I had it in me to sum it up in a few sentences, but I don't think I can do that. Yeah, working on it, right? I was off, now I'm in, kind of, sort of, trying to build it back up, and I was off because of reasons. I guess that's really the only way to do it. So, sorry. Hey there, and Gracie. You already done with the assignment? But it ain't weekend today. Oh. Now I get it. I didn't change the name, right, from the weekend stream, because the last one I did was on the weekend. It only took me 5 minutes to finally realize what we were talking about. Stupid. Thanks for pointing it out. Too bad I didn't catch it right away. code and study with me on the weekend. That's what it says, but it's not weekend. Let's pretend that didn't happen. But it kind of makes sense because like when I sat down to fire up the stream today, I literally had no idea what to do. I was like, all right, what buttons do I press? How do I fire up the overlay? How is this supposed to work? What happened? Nothing. It was all totally fine. Nothing went wrong at all. Yeah. But I'm really happy that we, I think I mentioned this to Gracie as well. Like at some point I just wanted to go live and at least like talk to you. So I guess I should be more, the other way around. I should be less concerned with the format. If I just want to fire it up to talk, it's probably okay. So I'm really glad that we, were finally able to talk after, what, almost a month? No, probably not a full month, but close to that, I think. It was April 14th, and let's see. So April 14th is Monday. Oh wow, it's 3 weeks to the point today. Okay, it's actually not as bad as I thought. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit better about this then. If I pretend to be in the chat, do I get to answer the question? Yeah, I guess I'll just go in and change the name. Just say chat with me after work. I guess that's the accurate name for the stream today, so people don't get confused. Hi chat. I'm new here. Tulips. All good choices. White lilies. I love lavender so much that I have a tattoo of a lavender leaf, I guess. Like a little tiny lavender bud, maybe that's the name of it. Yeah. color? No. Black and white. Lavender has a good smell. Yeah, that's my favorite smelling flower. I like the color, I like the look, and most importantly the smell. It's back in my younger days, it used to be like my main flower for romantic purposes. So I would always get lavender for the girl that I was dating at the time. The good old days, young, in love, and thinking about flowers. Every flower is nice. It's not like I'll reject bouquets if they're not tulips. For me, the best smelling flower is night jasmine. I love it. I don't think I have a night jasmine. I have to go. Yep. Bye-bye, Sinar. I may be addicted to it. How does it look like? Night jasmine. I don't think I know how it smells. Bye-bye. Yep, see you around. Have a good one. Waiting for it. Thanks. Take care. It may not be the prettiest looking flower, but it smells so good. At this point in life, I realize I don't know how jasmine smells at all, let alone the night version of it. Yeah, I'm like totally blanking right now. I have no idea how jasmine smells. The only, not common, yeah. I think the only time I've seen it like or heard it being referred to is jasmine rice. I'm not sure how much two of those have in common. You would send us some if you could. Yeah, that would be nice, but I don't think it's going to make it through the postal office. About fragrances, okay, here we go. Not at all. Yeah, I thought as much. I thought it was fake marketing. Jasmine rice. Muguet. I'm not sure if that's even the right way to say it. Okay. Oh, it's the French word for lily of the valley. I know how that smells. That's pretty good as well. But for me, lavender beats it. I need to know how to say it though, because I'm not sure if I'm doing it the right way. French Okay. Interesting. Yeah, never seen it either. It looks beautiful. Okay, kids. Let's chat for a bit more. And then I'll drop off and go enjoy life or something. And tomorrow is on. Chat, am I cooked? Are you? You forgot the fragrance of lavender? Unacceptable. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Yeah, tomorrow is on. The usual programming. I'll try to do that. A couple sessions at least to build it back up. Today I'll probably go on a quick ride, go grab a coffee, and think about what to do on the stream tomorrow. And then check on the parts on the parts for the new bike as well. And yes, if you forgot the fragrance of lavender, you're cooked. It's the best fragrance there is. I have an idea. I could sing for us. Is that for Gracie to compensate for not remembering the fragrance of lavender, or for me? I hope I'll be acceptable tomorrow when I recall its fragrance. Only then will you be acceptable. No, I don't. No, no, not at all. No. I'm not good at it at all. Yeah, seems like you are. Yeah, so I think if I shoot for firing the stream up before 5 o'clock and then starting the session at 5 and doing 3 sessions, I should have a few hours left to do whatever I want in the day. But that significantly reduces the amount of sessions, but then it's been 0 over the last 3 weeks, so. I need to go eat as well because I messed it up today. So yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. Yes, definitely. No, a proper meal. That's what I've had so far today. I need something proper. Thoughts on roses? Too mainstream, probably overrated. Outside of that, pretty good. Flowers. I mean, if you want one, I can do that. I don't think I'll have much to share in there, though. I won't mind getting them from someone. For me too, but still. And we should be assigned roles based on our favorite flower. That seems like a lot of server admin work. Love is incomplete without roses, I think. Roses equals love symbol. I'm not sure that I agree with that. Unless you're, I hope you don't literally mean it like in the absolute sense. Because if you want to judge your love situation by the presence or absence of roses, I don't think it's a good good gauge for that. And definitely shouldn't be a requirement. I agree with Gracie here. Well, you're dating after all, so I would only expect that much. It's only natural for you guys to agree on the role of roses in love. I've never seen someone giving tulips during proposal. I think that says more about the people doing proposal than about tulips and roses. I would use lavender for that if I ever felt like I needed to present flowers. I wouldn't go and do roses because that's the thing everybody does. I would use whatever I like. So I don't think it's an indictment of tulips as a flower that is completely unusable for proposal purposes. It's just more says about how generic the outward presentation of what people think love really is in our society, I guess. Maybe whatever the other person likes. That, or I think that works, yes. But I think it's also totally okay to present the flower that you like. At least for me, the assumption there would be to, well, I'm trying to share a piece of, how do I phrase this? It's like sharing things that you enjoy with the other person in hopes of introducing them to the things that you like. And seeing if they like it as well. Which I think does a lot more for the occasion than just presenting the generic bouquet of roses. Because that doesn't say anything about you, other than you've seen a couple love movies. I would be thrilled if I got white lilies. That seems, to me, that would be a better choice than roses. That's why roses are overrated? Yes. He's getting really serious about the topic. We're cooked. Sorry for that. It only takes so much for me to get fired up and start thinking way too seriously about tulips and roses. Did you bait me? Did you bait me into doing that? I think you did. Am I that predictable? Oh gosh. I'm kidding. Relax. I think what happened there, just a poorly articulated sarcasm from on my side. Mission approved. Well, on that note, I'm happy that we finally talked. And as always, thanks for, well, I guess, listening to me. And yeah, I think I'll go grab some food and see you tomorrow. Good to be back. Not trying to jinx it. I hope I don't jinx it, but see you tomorrow. Gains. Take care. Bye-bye. I'll spam the emoji as well, or the reaction, I guess. All right, take care.